Okay, for the two new things here, remember to play it clean. No distortion this time. Want to make sure everything's ringing out properly. Take as much time as you need to with all this, especially number two. So don't worry about speed, just keep that accuracy going. You will push the speed a little bit. This way you increase the challenge and make that pinky better. But remember just to position your wrist differently, position your arm, your shoulder, all that stuff. Get that pinky to do what it needs to. But here we go with number 1. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. One 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Give 240 a shot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually rather difficult picking it like that. And as far as picking goes for both of these, just do it however feels natural. I did forget to put something back in here. So I'm going to teach you something. What I want you to do, so this looks proper, highlight all that. So just click your mouse at the beginning here, the first note, and drag all the way down. And then hit the letter I. See, that brought up this let ring thing. Hit it again, it goes away. So letter I puts the let ring instruction there. So whenever you see the let ring on anything, how far that line, the little dashed line goes across, that means all this stuff, you want to hear everything ringing together. So basically, hold down as many things as you can at once, so this way everything rings out at the same time. So, letter I. Okay. Just reviewing there. Here we go. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's just try 240 for the hell of it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I had to hold my breath on that. Alright, scale stuff, which you absolutely can do with distortion. That's not how I want that to look. Oof. That just looks silly. That's better. All right, bottom 2 strings. One, 2, 3, 4. Starting with the A string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why did I do that? I played the wrong note at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then starting on the D string. 1, 2, 3, 4. G string to start. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the top 2 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then going to take those. So you have to continue taking the chords, the movable shapes, all movable shapes. So reference that guitar profile as much as you need to in order to do this. Let's see. And what I want you to do is stay with one key the entire time. Well, let me get up the chord progressions. Here we go. There. All right, so let's say, yeah, it's that first one there, the 1, 6, 3, 5. And again, you're going to think about how to go from one to the next in the shortest distance possible. A nice convenient shape or a nice convenient pattern to remember. So I know we went through this one last night, but I want you to go through it again, see if you can remember what you did or come up with a better idea. And you're going to play it in the key of C, and then you're going to do the same thing. I want you to do the same pattern for the key of G. So however you map out doing it in the key of C, that's how I want you to do it for the key of G. I want you to replicate it. And then same thing for the key of F. Replicate the same pattern. And then once you go through this progression for all 3 keys, you're going to do the same for the next progression. 2, 6, 4, 5. So back to the key of C. Use this to help out. And remember, the 1, 4, 5 is major, 2, 3, 6 is minor, and 7 is diminished. You really just got to look at where you're going to start the chord and then plug in the appropriate shape. Just make it either a major, a minor, or a diminished. So, let's see. So I'm looking at like a couple ways you can do this one. So just to kind of point out what I'm thinking here. Let me change something. Okay. So there's a couple things you can think of here. So the 2, 6, 4, 5. So the first thing I see is like the 2 and the 6, you know, they're right there next to each other. Just right on top of each other. So you could do something like that where you go 2 down to the 6. And then you got your 4 and 5. So you could jump up to the 4 here and then the 5 there. But then if you're starting over here, you're going to have to come all the way back there. Or you could go 2 to the 6 down here, and then you could jump all the way to the 4 there, and then move it to the 5 there, and then jump up here. So that's a possibility. Another possibility is what if you start the 2 over here? Then you go 2 over here for the 6, then you'd go down to the 4 there, straight over to the 5, and then you drop straight down for the 2. I think both options are pretty good. So you could try one of those two, or try and think of another path yourself. But remember, I want you to try doing the exact same pattern for all 3 keys. This way you have a nice convenient thing to fall back on when you come across that kind of progression. It just really helps you see how these things are, I don't know if universal is the right word. But basically you just take the same idea and just shift it up and down the fretboard like you're just taking a stamp and you can do it there. And now you can do it there. So hopefully that makes sense. But as always, any questions, let me know. And I will see you again next week.